Hey, Brad Tragic here once again, and I was actually recording a video, and I got interrupted by the phone call. So, if I get interrupted again, I'm not answering the phone. Anyway, let's start this over again. No, but you didn't hear anything I said before, so. Danny Bryan, or, blah, 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 blah. I'll talk about Danny Bryan King. Okay. Danny Bryan King, that's what I was talking about before I was, you know, interrupted by the phone call. Great storyline, what they're doing. Don't know if they should have wrestled this week, but I think it would have been better if they would have had somebody else on TV instead do matches instead of them wrestling. Just keep the storylines, good. But you know, they're big names, so they want to put them on Raw, have them wrestle. But the matches were meaningless. It's like if they were going to do anything with them, at least have the matches mean something. At least you have like a series, the best of 7 or something between Daniel Bryan and King. I know that'd be stupid. No. I just never mind. I said that. CM Punk, really, they're pushing toward heel. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen because of this. I do really think they're pushing him towards being more of a heel, and I think it's time because I mean, the way they got him to be a main eventer in the WWE, because he wasn't a main eventer really before until he won the WWE title. You know, I mean, I know him and Hardy had I think the world title picture a little bit on SmackDown, but I kind of missed that whole entire time. So, but I mean, I really don't think that they considered CM Punk a main eventer until he won the WWE title and really proved himself that he could work on the flagship show. And I think he's proven himself. I mean, I know people always talk about drawing money and everything like that. That's more important than everything. But the business does have, I think, a second side to it, where you got to build up a guy the right way, and I think this is the right way to do it. They had him build up as a rebel, and then they kind of pushed him up to be like a normal babyface, and now they pushed him into doing what he does best, what I think, and that's being a really like a bitter heel, like really saying I'm the best in the world, I'll prove you can beat me, and everything like that. So I like that. I like that character, and I like that he beats all these people and he continues to beat everybody. And he's almost like a 1-year title reign. It's like if you had told me like a year ago that CM Punk would still be the world champion right now, it's like I wouldn't have believed it. I would have thought John Cena would have got the belt back already by now. That leads me to talk about John Cena. Things happening. I don't know what's going on. I heard a lot of rumors. I know Sean's View Entertainment was talking about this. I don't know what any truth to it is, but something about John Cena having heat backstage, about him not liking the way his character is going. So hopefully, maybe a change. Maybe at a Night of Champions something will happen. WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, something could happen. Um, maybe a good idea would be to have him almost win the Royal Rumble and then somebody dump him out and then he turns heel. That way, I mean, I don't know. I've said a lot of things on this channel. If you go back and watch, all these different ideas for John Cena to turn heel, and I think they're all great ideas. But evidently WWE's probably going to take the other route and probably just turn him heel with no like big major storyline or anything. He's just going to say, "Well, I don't like you, CM Punk, and these fans can go to hell." That's probably all they'll do. That'll be the end of it. That's the way they do. They don't care. They don't want no depth in their storylines or anything. They're just like, well, I don't like you, so I'm a heel now. Tag team champions, still Kofi and R-Truth. Yeah, we're going somewhere with this tag team division, I'll tell you. Um, Abraham Washington gone, I guess. He'd been released because of a joke he said about Kobe Bryant. It was a rape joke. It's like, are you kidding me? The same company, and I posted this on Twitter, on my Twitter account, the same company that had a storyline about Kane and Katie Vick, a dead girl, supposedly, I'm trying to think what the storyline, I think I kind of missed that little part in wrestling too. I think that Kane had sex with a dead woman or something like that. But they want to mention that, but yet it's not good to mention a rape joke on Raw. I mean, I understand it's a bad thing to do. But, you could have just, punished him, not fired him. I mean, it's Abraham Washington. He was a huge asset to the WWE. Hopefully, they'll see through this and bring him back, like, here in a bit, just to, let him have, like, a 3 months off TV or something and bring him back, as part of his thing. But, I mean, they said they released him. I heard they released him, so that's kind of a bit out, extreme, you know, I would think, you know, you could have fined him or something like that, or, you know, just suspended him for like a month or something and had him come back, and probably could have wrote it into the storyline, you know, as, you know, primetime players possibly, you know, like attacking him and turning him face, you know, something like that. I mean, I don't know. Do something with it. Or, you know, having Kane attack him for just some stupid reason. I don't know what would be the reason, but you know, he could get injured somehow in the storyline. But, you know, I just, you know, it's just kind of dumb. You know, they need to do something, and hopefully, I mean, there's rumors about, I just listened to something before I got on here, you know, Devon Dudley is now gone from TNA, so I don't see ROH written on Devon Dudley, so I'm assuming that he might end up in the WWE doing something. I mean, he'll wrestle. I'm assuming he'll probably will still wrestle. But I can see them doing something crazy with him, and then Bully Ray's on the way out, which I don't know. I think it's actually he might not be, because Bully Ray's been doing a lot of good stuff in TNA lately, so it may actually be the last time we will see the Dudley Boys in the same company, which is crazy. Because to think that Bully Ray will be in TNA, and if Devon gets signed in WWE, which, I mean, Vince McMahon would be stupid not to re-sign him to the company, with him being like a major name, you know. I mean, he could be like, I don't necessarily see him as a main event, but I mean, he could be. I mean, he's in pretty good shape. You know, they were saying in the videos I watched that, you know, they're in pretty good shape. They're in the best shapes of their careers. You know, they're really in good shape for, you know, how old they are and everything. So, you know, I would not be, you know, against seeing, you know, Devon Dudley having a, you know, world title run. You know, I mean, bring him in and be a, you know, be a guy who has a big feud with Sheamus. I mean, I think it would happen. It'd be a short-term feud, you know, and then after that, you know, bump him to the mid-card division, you know, and then, you know, working as a tag team with somebody. If Bully Ray's not going to come, which, I mean, I would see Bully Ray as being a great asset to TNA. So I don't think that he might not leave TNA, because I think he's got more. They see more talent in him than they do Devon Dudley, which they haven't really did anything with. So who knows? With that said, Heath Slater continuing to get, you know, a lot of time on TV. So I hope to God they're going to push him or do something. I don't think they're going to put him in a tag team. I would think they would, though. You know, if they can't think of anything else to do for him, I hope they don't release him, because that would be the worst thing. And I think he's got a huge pop. He's getting big pops from the crowd now because of that storyline with the Legends. So hopefully they put him with a tag team guy. You know, somebody like an Alex Riley, I think would be a great fit for him. You know, I know he's a heel, but since he's getting over, you know, I think they can kind of switch him to a babyface, you know, and still have that cocky arrogance to him, you know, and be a good tag team with him and Riley. I think it would be a good time, and then actually give Riley probably a personality too. Cause I think I missed that part of when Riley actually was with the Miz, and missed all that, really that whole time, except the end where he was kind of starting to break off. That's when I started watching WWE again a while back, because didn't have cable. But anyway, Raw, you know, this week, it was okay. It was really okay. But, you know, in the past few weeks, they've had some really great Raws. And then now, it's just like, last couple weeks, it's kind of like, tinkle down the leg kind of Raw, and which I like. It's not bad, but I'd rather not have it go that way. You know, it's like, there's some bad matches. You know, Diva matches are meaningless. There's nothing to them. Why they're having matches, I have no idea. If they're going to have a match on Raw with a Diva match, have it have something to do with the women's title or something, you know, or at least, you know, have somebody doing commentary about the women's division being out there on commentary, and, you know, at least having two women wrestle, and then, you know, after the match, the, you know, challenger to the title can come down and say something to them, or talk to her and get in a fight or something, you know. But I mean, even to have, you know, women's title during a Divas match would be, you know, so it was like a #1 contenders match, I think is all they had. And Caitlyn, I think, is going to have that was the week before. This week, I don't remember what the hell happened. Like I said, it's meaningless. The matches are meaningless, so no one cares about them. So it's like, until they get the tag team titles in the women's division back on track, nobody's going to give a shit about those two titles, really, because they ain't got nothing on them. Intercontinental title, I mean, I don't know much about it. Miz is defending it, I think, on SmackDown a lot. U.S. title, Antonio Cesaro has it on SmackDown, so does that mean they're going to switch the belts? I don't know. I can see them doing that, because the U.S. title was actually SmackDown's title for the longest time. that's where I think where it came back at. That's where they brought it into WWE. It was in SmackDown. So maybe they're gonna switch it back and have the IC belt. The IC belt go to Monday Night Raw. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think the two titles actually mean more on SmackDown than they would on Raw, because on Raw they really focus on the two world champions being on there. So I don't know, that's kind of awkward the way they do it. Like they have Raw, which basically everybody's on, and every single storyline develops on Raw, But they have SmackDown, which is just for SmackDown. And it's like, okay, it's like, but I don't get it. It's confusing. I think they just need to go back to being two separate shows. I mean, I think they're getting to a point now that they could do that, and we would be okay, because we have enough superstars now. And hopefully, maybe when Devon comes back, if they put him on Raw, he's a big star. They could put him on Raw. Who knows? And maybe he'll, when CM Punk drops the belt, maybe that's when they'll bring him in, or that's when they'll give him a bigger storyline. Well, that's all I've got to talk about. 14 bands right around the corner, already starting to create the next one. So everybody check out the newest 14 bands that was, I think, put on last week. Awesome. Any thoughts on Spreaker.com? I'm thinking about doing a channel on there. I haven't really looked at the payment plans or anything like that, but if anyone thinks that they would be more interested in listening to like a long radio thing by me talking about certain topics, or maybe like a Q&A session or something like that, let me know. Kind of looking into that. I think it'd be kind of cool. I listened to this, I was listening to some radio on there this morning, and I thought that was pretty neat too. I mean, I would like to do something like that too. But thank you for watching Brad Tragic Crazy Wrestling Review, and hope you watch again. This has been Brad Tragic. Keep rocking.